guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be showing off one of my favorite classic Pokemon, Krookodile. I always used these when I was playing through Black and White as a kid, and even though it only has a really modest base 117 attack and 92 speed, between the move Scale Shot and its ability Moxie, we can scale both of those stats to crazy levels. And we can even catch people off guard sometimes with the damage we can achieve. We get Stab on Earthquake and Knockoff, which are both really powerful moves, and we have the coverage move of Gunk Shot just to hit stuff that we can, and it's a really powerful move. So we're gonna just jump right into our first match here. My first opponent leads off with Incineroar here, which is, you know, classic Pokemon. As I lead off with my Earthworm, I just want to prioritize getting my rocks up. It looks like it'll be helpful in this match, and also I want to break any sashes or anything. But on this first turn, they go for a Fake Out, which is barely going to touch me because I'm such a bulky worm, and it gets the flinch, so I can't get my rocks up, and then I heal with my leftovers, and that's going to heal back just all the damage I took, so it's like the turn never happened, almost. And as I go for the Stealth Rocks, I actually outspeed here, which I think is funny, because I don't have any speed investment, but I looked it up, and Earthworm actually is base 65 speed, and Incineroar is just base 60, so they go for the Flare Blitz here. The outspeed was kind of crazy, because I didn't think that I was going to be able to outspeed there, but I do live. I'm super bulky. I heal a little from my leftovers, and I'm like, the best value I can get out of this Earthworm is going for a Body Press here, because I know that I outspeed and I'll get some big damage with a press. So I do that, and it does actually do a good big chunk to it. And as they come in with another Flare Blitz, that is going to kill me, but they take a little more chip from that, from the recoil for that. And that's going to put it looks like, just in range, be picked off by my beautiful Krookodile here. And I go into my Krookodile, I'm like, I can get this thing started. If I finish this with a Scale Shot, it would put me in a really good position. So I just go for the Scale Shot here, and it looks like it might kill. It's not a lot of damage each hit, but it was just a low roll, I guess, because after 3 hits it does kill. I was nervous it was going to survive 4 hits, and then I was going to just go down immediately, but as we do pick it off, that's going to give us the speed boost from the Scale Shot. Also the defense drop, which only really matters if they have good priority. And then my ability Moxie is going to give me an attack boost. So now that's basically a Dragon Dance almost, with +1 attack and speed. And as they go into their Milotic here, probably this is their best defensive answer. And I'm nervous this thing is going to be like Flame Orb or something with Marvel Skill to be able to be really bulky. So I just go for my Terra here. I know that I probably can't kill a bulky Milotic in 1 hit, but I do want to knock off its Flame Orb if I can. So I go for the Terra Fairy. I want to be able to take a water move. I'm hoping that they don't have Scald, because I really don't want to get burned by a Scald, but I do just go for the Terra. I want to be able to live the end of the turn, so I just go for the Terra, and Knockoff is almost going to kill them. It has a ton of damage at Stab Knockoff, and they had Shell Bell, which is an interesting item. I know you don't really see that much. I think it gives you health back for the damage you do. They do go for a Scald, and I live it, thank God, and it looks like they're able to be picked off by a Scale Shot here, so another Scale Shot is going to pick off this Milotic, and you know what that means, at +2 speed and +2 attack. So that's going to take out the Milotic, and now our attack is just kind of crazy already. Our speed is going to be crazy. We're at +2 speed, so that'll outspeed anything they have that's Choice Scarfed, except maybe the Dragapult. And give me a Moxie boost, so now I have +2 attack. And now it's just whatever they want to come in and take. Whatever they have, they think they can come in and take a +2 knockoff, which is they send in the Dragapult, and I'm kind of hesitant to click knockoff here because I did reveal it already, and they still can Terra. But I click it anyways because I'm like, worst case scenario, they Terra defensively, and I get rid of their item anyways. But they do go for the Terra, and I'm like, well, we didn't quite get it done with Krookodile, but we got rid of that Milotic, which was pretty cool. But it is going to be just the Terra Fire, so it's not going to resist a knockoff, and Dragapult is pretty frail. I don't think it's very bulky at all, and I'm at +2 attack, so a Stab Knockoff just kills it anyways, even through the not super effective hit. And the best thing about that is it's going to give us yet another attack boost from Moxie, and we're sitting pretty strong. It knocks off their Clear Amulet, which is funny because Dragapult can have Clear Body, which is an ability that blocks stat drops anyways. And as they go into Amane here, Misa, the Mienshao, and take a little from the rocks, and at +3, an Earthquake is going to just kill this. I think that they went into this probably expecting to outspeed with a Choice Scarf, but with my speed at +2, I do outspeed a +1 Mienshao. So that's going to knock it out, and that's going to give me yet another attack raise, and I'm like, surely nothing they have really wants to come in and take a +4 attack. And as they go into Espathra, I'm like, well, they would need 2 speed boosts to outspeed me because I'm at double speed, so they'd have to have Protect or something. And as I just go for a knockoff, they do run. They decide to save its life. And that's kind of how Krookodile can get out of hand, and that's going to bring us into our second match here. For my next battle, my opponent leads off with another Incineroar. This one's not shiny, and I lead off with my Earthworm. Again, this is kind of like a mirror match of the last one. They get their Intimidate off, and again, I just want to get my rocks up, so I just go right for those Stealth Rocks. And I actually don't outspeed this time, and they go for a Brick Break, probably expecting me to switch, but I stay in, I get my rocks up. I know that they can't kill me with a Flare Blitz no matter what, so I wasn't ever really afraid of them. And I healed a little of that for my leftovers, so it's almost like, okay, that's not that bad. And I do decide to stay in here because I'm like, if Brick Break is the best they can do, I can stay in and get and get some good damage with a Body Press, or Iron Defense into Body Press. But they actually go for a Flare Blitz on the next turn, so they had it the whole time. They probably were just expecting a switch that first turn, and that is going to be able to take me out this time. And they take a good bit from the recoil too, so now I can go into whatever I want, and I'm like, what better time to get Krookodile started up than the present? So I do end up going into it. I imagine that they stay in. I imagine that they Brick Break. They did reveal that, so I go for my Terra Fairy here. I don't see myself needing it for anything else, and then just a Scale Shot. But they actually switch out, so before I even Terra, they switch, and they go into their Dragonite here, which is perfect, and I'm like, oh my god, please connect on this Scale Shot, because the first hit will break the multi-scale, and then every sequential hit will do more damage. And I just do my Terra Fairy for no reason, because the Incineroar switched out. I wanted to be able to resist the Brick Break and start getting some speed boost with Scale Shot and stuff, but they don't. They switch out, and the Scale Shot, the first one breaks the multi-scale, the second hit does a good bit. 3 hits, that's with a crit, so it's looking like with 5 we'll be able to kill it, but we do just roll the 4, unfortunately. It would have been sick if we had gotten the kill there, but we don't. And, you know, we get that speed boost, the defense drop. The only thing I'm afraid of is an Extreme Speed doing a bunch, and as they do actually Extreme Speed, it does well over half to me. And I click Scale Shot again to finish it off, because I would like to get just my speed to +2 in case they have any Scarfs, but probably shouldn't have, because if I had missed that, they would have killed me with an Extreme Speed follow-up. And that's going to give me another speed boost from these Scale Shots, and now I'm at +2 speed. And that kill is going to grab me the Moxie boost, so now I'm at +2 speed, +1 attack, and -2 defense, unfortunately. And they go into Ogerpon here, Ogerpon Wellspring, and all I have at all that'll kill this is a Gunk Shot. And that's how we have it, so I do click it. Thank God we don't miss. I hate having to click moves that have low accuracy like that, but that's going to just take it out. And now we're riding pretty good. We get another Moxie boost for the road, and at +2 attack and +2 speed, nothing can outspeed me, and I'll be able to one-shot everything. So they come in. I'm excited to Earthquake this, because I haven't really gotten to Earthquake, but they have an Air Balloon, so I am going to have to knock off the Air Balloon. But they go for the Terra here, because they know that I have the knockoff, probably. And as they Terra into ground, they're not going to be weak to a knockoff anymore, so it'll just be neutral damage, but at +2 attack, I mean, I just kill it. one, I pop the shit out of his Air Balloon with that knockoff. It does a ton of damage and kills it, even through the no weakness. Again, this is the same thing with Dragapult, is people think that just because they're not weak to it, they'll be able to take the hit, but a +2 stab knockoff, if they're holding an item, is such a huge amount of damage. And as they go into Gengar here, I kind of have my options of what I want to kill this in with, because even if it's Choice Scarf, I'll outspeed, so I just go for the knockoff. They can't tear out of it, but they realize the monster that I've created, and they decide to run. And that's going to finish that one up. Krookodile can just really become so dangerous so fast, and we're going to get to our last battle now. For my final match, my opponent leads off with a Haxorus, which they have a Korean name, and all their Pokemon have Korean names, but this Haxorus' name is in English, so maybe he's like a trade. I just think that's pretty cool. And it has Unnerve, so it's not going to be Mold Breaker, which is kind of funny. And I just lead off with the Worm, you know the drill at this point, gotta get those rocks up. As they go for a crunch, it like barely scratches me, and I do get my rocks up, and I'm like, well, I kinda wall this Haxorus, because their best way to hit me would be Earthquake, but with my ability Earth Eater, I am immune to ground moves. If they had Mold Breaker, they'd be able to bypass that, but they don't, so I decided to stay in. I want to get some Iron defenses up, because I don't want this thing like Dragon Dancing in my face or anything. But they just stay in and go for another crunch as I go for my first Iron Defense, and I'm like, maybe I can, like, Iron Defense body press my way through this match. And as I heal a little more from my leftovers, their crunches are going to do less and less damage if that's the best they have. So I just stay in and keep Iron Defensing. As they crunch again, it's going to do even less that time. No defense drops. Yeah, that's going to bring me up to +4 physical defense, which is going to make my body press a ton of damage. And I heal a little more for my leftovers, and I accidentally clicked Iron Defense the last turn. I meant to click Body Press the last turn, but +4 defense never killed anybody. They do get the defense drop here, which is funny. And that's going to lead them pretty low. I decide to stay in and just Iron Defense up again. Just because that drop, I want to be kind of like as high as I can. This will leave me at +5, but I go for another one that like barely does any damage to me. I don't think they're outpacing my leftovers anymore. And that's going to get me up to +5 physical defense. I heal a little more from my leftovers. Basically, they're like doing the damage that I'm healing. And I could stay in and just kill this and kind of get going with Earthworm, but I see that this thing's at low health, and I realize if they're just going to click Crunch again, which they seem really adamant on doing, I can switch into a Krookodile, take almost nothing from a Crunch, and pick this thing off with a Scale Shot. I should outspeed. And they do go for a Crunch, which barely does anything to me. They get the defense drop again, which is funny. We've been seeing a lot of that today. And you just go for the Scale Shot here just to pick this thing off. Picking stuff off with Scale Shot is awesome because Scale Shot doesn't usually do a ton of damage, and it just gives me that like immediate +1 to my speed and attack. And with that Scale Shot, I'm going to get yet another defense drop, so now I'm at -2 defense. And not that it matters, they don't really have any priority on their team, I don't think. And it's going to boost my speed, and then that Moxie is going to come through with another boost to my speed. And they can go into whatever they want. They have a pretty scary team. There's a lot of legendaries on this team, and they go into Palkia here, who's like the freaking god of space. Very scary to my little Krookodile. I do go for my Terra Fairy, because I imagine that a Scale Shot either kills this or does a lot of damage. But if they click a Dragon-type move, because if I miss or something, I want to be immune to that. I imagine they probably click Spatial Rend or something, but I am scared of a potential powerful move from the god of space over here, so I just go for my Terra Fairy. And I fire off that Scale Shot. I do not miss, thank God, and that does a big chunk with the first hit, and I'm like, this might kill with 4. And it does just barely be in range to die with 4, because you know we never can get the 5 rolls for anything. And that's going to kill the Palkia, and that's going to get us yet another boost to our speed and attacks. It's going to leave us at doubled speed and doubled attack. And we're looking pretty good on the rest of their team. Those Rocks Up is really going to come in handy. And as they can go into whatever they want, they do decide to bring in something. I think it's the Terapagos here. No, it's not yet. It's Miraidon. As they go into Miraidon, they probably think that they outspeed me, and if they are Scarfed, they might, but I don't think they are, and they're definitely not, because I outspeed, and at +2, that Earthquake is going to just mow this thing down. I was kind of like half expecting a Terra. I always kind of am when they send in a Pokemon that's like weak to the type that I am. That's going to give me yet another Moxie boost, so now I'm sitting at crazy attack levels. And now they go into the Terapagos, and luckily with my Rocks Up, that's going to break their whatever the Terra Shell ability is. It makes it so that every first hit is not very effective if they're at full health, but it does break that, so I just get to get my Earthquake off, and with all my attack boosts, it's going to be enough to take out a Terapagos, thank God. and just like that, and then I get another boost to my attack, and I'm like, well, I really cannot be threatened by anything at this point. They can go into whatever they want. They only have 2 Pokemon left. They go into Lugia first, and they do take the rocks damage. Their multi-scale is going to be broken. That means they weren't heavy-duty boots. They're going to be pressure, actually. I see that now, so I guess they wouldn't have been multi-scale anyways. And a knockoff, even if they're not holding an item, is going to just, yeah, it's going to be way more than enough with all my attack boosts. And we mowed down that whole team. They have 1 Pokemon left and 6 Moxie boosts, or 5 Moxie boosts, so they can send out whatever they want. Their last Pokemon is a Braixen here. I kept this video in just because I think Braixen is so cool, and I really wish I got to see what they do with this thing. Unfortunately, it is very, much slower than me at this point, and cannot take an attack. But they've been saving this Terra, and I'm like, oh my god, they're going to be able to wipe me with this Braixen, but it's just going to be Terra Fire. so it's still going to be weak to the Earthquake that I clicked. I like Breaksin a lot. It's one of my favorite middle stage designs. I think it's a really a lot of personality, but yeah, that Earthquake is going to just mow this thing down. And just like that is going to... he swept the whole match that last one. He got all 6 kills, and that shows how, with speed and attack boost, any Pokemon with Moxie, you can just scale out of control so easily. And if you can get speed going, too, it's even better. And that's going to wrap it up today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, you're awesome. What do you guys think about Pokemon Champions? I was planning on doing all my content there, but it looks like they don't do 6v6 singles, which I think is super weird. Let me know what you guys think. I'm just going to keep playing Scarlet and Violet until Gen 10 comes out. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.